Very good morning. Um, so this morning is all about VFR, and it's not something I'm super familiar with. And I'm going to be joining an event in New Zealand, which is going to be crossing the Cook Strait. I haven't set up my radios yet. I'm going to be, as soon as I switch on the battery, I'm going to be calling for clearance. So just to very quickly have a look at the charts that we're going to be using for departure. These are from New Zealand's Vatsim website itself. So it gives a number of departures depending on where you want to go. Departing to the east is what we're going to be doing. And we're going to be going, I'm not sure which runway, actually I haven't checked the ATIS, so that's something else I'll need to do. Hold on. Let's see, we got information kilo, runway 20, QNH 1011. So 20 means we're going to be following the Brantford departure if we're heading out to the east. So on 20 we'll cross overhead Nelson Airfield 1,500 feet or above, and then Bradford up to 2,000. So we'll go to 2,000 and then we'll climb to our cruise, which is 3,000, and then we'll be moving over eastwards towards Wellington and then north up to what's it called? Paraparaumu. Well, I don't know how am I going to do this. Okay, let's just have a look at Paraparaumu, this map here. Okay, so Nelson and Bradford Park, I believe, is around here. So there's the airfield up north to Bradford Park, tracking east across this mountain range, which should be really, really nice to see. As soon as we get there, we're going to be across this bay, and then we're going to be tracking across to Wellington, and then we'll be going to be following this road north across to this peninsula, and then up to our airfield, which is Paraparaumu. And I have to check the ATIS to see what runway is in use here. We can do that when we get closer. I have these charts already for our arrival. Or sorry, these are for departure. And there's our airfield. And then we're going to check the arrival charts, VFR arrivals for 16 and 34. So depending on what runway is in use, we'll be arriving from the south anyway. So it's either going to be arriving from the south with 16 or arriving from the south with 34, and these are both of our procedures here. So I've gone through these already. Basically, if we're on 16, we're going to be coming inland a bit and then heading up north to land on a long final, or we're going to be on it for 34. Sorry, that's for 34. For 16, we're going to be moving out over the water and then following a right traffic pattern downwind, base and final into 16. So that's it. I think we should call for clearance now, and then we can go into more detail after that. So let me just put on the batteries, and we can turn our radios on. And tune into Nelson Tower, which is on 127.4. So we are in receipt of information kilo, and we're departing via Bradford. QNH is 1011. Nelson Tower, hello. Papa Oscar Lemur 113 is parked at the Bravo GA parking. We're a Cessna 172 with information Kilo QNH 1011, requesting departure to the east via Brantford.
Papa Oscar Lemur 133, Roger. Just confirm for me that you are using daytime visuals?
Yes, we're using daytime and clear skies.
Roger that, information Kilo 1011, and you cleared a Brantford departure, runway 20.
Cleared Brantford departure, runway 20, Papa Oscar Lemur 113. Awesome, okay. Tower Papa Oscar Lemur 113 also requesting startup at this time.
Papa Oscar Lemur 113, startup is approved, and the time now is 8 minutes past the hour.
Startup approved, Papa Oscar Lemur 113. Okay, so let's go ahead and start up, so we're not running off the battery. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and set our QNH. Let's see. 1011. See if we get this right now. Yeah, 1011. Brilliant. Let's get our wind on. Let's tune in Wellington and VOR. Let's see if we can just find out where that is. I'm going to check Sky Vector for this. So let's just see airports and oh, hold on. Let's just go for NZNS and then we'll get the chart. Okay, cool. So Wellington is 112.3. So let's go ahead and get that tuned in. 112.3. Let's hope it identifies. Great. Okay. Okay, and let's also change our heading to use the VOR. Now we are going to be applying visual, but I just don't want to get lost, so that's why we're using this. So let's see. We'll set the course to be about. Well, I guess we're going to be coming in about 95 into Wellington, just to show you what I'm talking about there. So the course from NZNS into Wellington, like I said, we're going to be coming across this bay here, so we're going to be coming across pretty much, well, we'll say 100 will be our course that will track towards that VOR. So let's set that course in now. So that looks about right. Okay, what else do we need to do? We need to put on our nav lights. We'll switch on our taxi lights and our beacon. Turn up the brightness. Just as a guide, we'll set our altimeter. Now, remember, we're not going to be using autopilot today. I know it's a Cessna 172, it has full autopilot and IFR, but we're not going to be doing that. Okay, so our heading is going to be the VOR at Wellington. We're going to be tracking it via Brantford, and that is runway 20. So if we have a look at our charts again, what have we got? Brantford 20. So crossover heading Nelson Airfield 1,500 feet. So initial climb 1,500 feet to get or above. So let's say 2,000 feet. We'll try and get 2,000 feet, and then we won't. We haven't requested a left turn direct to Brantford, so we'll be crossing it over the airfield. So that means we'll be coming out, pulling to the right. So let's see. We'll be coming out here, south, and then out to the right, climbing to 2,000, 1,500 or above, and then back out over the airfield towards Brantford. So we're out over the water probably, and then back in over this little. We'll have a visual on this little piece of land coming out here, and then track maybe about 100 heading to aim for Brantford Park. So if you have a look at the map, maybe to get a better idea where exactly we're talking about with Brantford Park. So there's the little piece of land jutting out there. So we'll be able to come back around over here and then come around towards Brantford. Google Maps is telling us that from the airfield, which I think is here, 20, climb back up. It says cross over the airfield, so back over here and out towards Brantford, which is, let's see, I had it here a second ago, Brantford. Okay, there it is, Brantford Park. Perfect. So we just keep that there. We'll go south, track back in over the airfield at 1,500 and climb to 2,000 to Brantford. Okay, enough talk. Will we bother doing the run-up area? I don't think so. I think we'll just try and get moving. Really, the run-up would just be bring the RPM to, I think it's like 1,700, change magnetos, check oil pressure, temperature, and that sort of stuff. But I'm just going to skip that today, so we can get airborne as quickly as possible. Tower, Papa Oscar Lima 113, ready for taxi.
Papa Oscar Lima 113, roger, you can taxi to holding point Alpha 4, runway 20.
Taxi to Alpha 4 for 20, Papa Oscar Lima 113. Just to let you know, that's Alpha 4 there, so we're on Bravo. Going to go straight across to Alpha 4. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
And Papa Oscar Lima 113, squawk 4123.
Squawking 4123, Papa Oscar Lima 113. Okay, I was wondering if he's going to give us a squawk. He wants to keep an eye on us, which is absolutely fair enough. 4123, 4123. And let's switch that on. Perfect.
And all stations, Nelson New Information Lima, QNH now 1012, Lima 1012, Nelson traffic.
Just change that, 1012, whoops, I changed something else, 1012. Perfect, okay. Let's have a look around us here. Okay, let's get that parking brake. And let's just move out ourselves, we don't need the tow. It's actually actual GA parking area, but we're close enough. Alright, we're on our way. So it should be just pretty much straight across. I think we have to go left a little bit. Let's just have a look. No one there. Okay. From the charts, I believe this is actually a grass taxiway here. So let's see if he gives us any more instructions now. Just to demonstrate this run up actually quickly while we're waiting. So this isn't actually the run up area, but fuck it. Okay, so about 1700 RPM. We can switch back to one magneto and we'll see a drop about 100 RPM. Back to boat, goes back up again to 1700. And then we go back to the other magneto. Drop of 100 and back to boat. There's at this stage you could put on the landing lights. Okay. You also check the mixture is rich, and you have to change the carb as well. There's a whole lot of other procedures that I'm not really going to go through now. Okay, back to idle, and let's get our takeoff clearance. Let's move on to the runway. Tower, Pop Oscar Lima 113, ready to copy.
Papa Oscar Lima 113, roger. Your left turn on the Brantford departure is approved. Runway 20 cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff and departure via Brantford, Papa Oscar Lima 113.
Hey, Fairman, if you want to make the left turn is approved. And just report again, airborne thanks.
Please repeat report what, Papa Oscar Lima 113?
Oh, just call me when you're airborne, call me again. And if you wish to make a left turn after departure, your left turn is approved.
Copy that. We'll take the left turn then, and we're clear for takeoff 20, Papa Oscar Lima 113, and I'll contact you on departure.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move out onto 20 then. Okay, let's go. So we're going to be making the left turn towards Bradford instead of the right and over the airfield. That's the only difference, which is absolutely fine. Okay, airspeed alive. That's 60 knots. You know what I didn't do? I didn't even put the flaps down. One stage of flaps. So, okay, and we're climbing to maintain 70 knots. Let's try and maintain runway heading here. Okay, let's bring in those flaps. You gotta get some altitude first. Okay, we're coming up to 1,000, so let's make our left turn. Try and maintain 70 knots. And nothing above 2,000. So I'm just going to try and trim it a little bit here so to maintain our climb until 2,000.
Papa Oscar Lima 113, crossing Ranford, you're cleared to vacate the control zone on track to Paraparaumu, 5,500 feet and below.
Copy that. So 5,500 feet and below, Papa Oscar Lima 113.
Papa Oscar Lima 113. And just confirm on track you'll be remaining clear of controlled airspace, or would you like controlled VFR?
What we'd like to do is track east over towards Wellington, and we will be remaining VFR.
Okay, so you want to track to Paraparaumu via overhead Wellington, is that correct?
Yeah, roger, Papa Oscar Lima 113.
Okay, I'll get you a controlled VFR clearance for that.
Thank you very much, Papa Oscar Lima 113. So actually, what I filed was by Wellington, WN, but I guess he didn't pick that up. Okay, so we can go up to 5,000 feet now, and I don't think we'll go that high. I don't think it's necessary to go that high. Okay, we'll keep climbing for the moment then. Just make sure our trim agrees. We'll get up to about 3,500. And then we'll level off and reduce our throttle so we can stay at 3,500. Okay, there we go. Let's just reduce the throttle then. Look at that for a departure. That's awesome, isn't it? cool. Okay, we're still climbing. Let's try and level off. Okay, so in terms of a map now, let's try and find out where exactly we are. Tricky with VFR and no autopilot. Okay, try and trim that. Just want to stay around 3.5. Okay. So we're heading east now, towards Wellington, and actually we're on a direct path now. We could track a little bit up north so we can see some of these lakes then. So I think we're pretty much free to move in anywhere around this area as long as we're heading towards Wellington. There'll be no surprises for the controller. Although asking to go towards Wellington was a bit of a controller, was a bit of a surprise, a bit of a controller. So yeah, we'll move around this area and still climbing, motherfucker. Okay. Okay, yeah, pretty awesome. So as far as DME goes, we can check the DME. Oh, sorry, not that. Our DME for our distance to Wellington. So we're about 60 nautical miles from Wellington now. So we shouldn't be long crossing over the strait. Just coming down in altitude just a little bit so we can gain speed, and we'll stay probably around here. I think when you fly these engines, what they do is they just kind of bob up and down. So you lose speed as you increase your pitch, and then your pitch decreases and you gain speed, so the pitch increases again. But as long as we're staying around the same altitude, it doesn't really matter. I do have a VR headset, but I haven't used it in when connected to Vatsim before, because I normally have this like little system where I write these things down, which obviously you can't do in VR. Now, they don't give you too much information when you're flying VFR, so it wouldn't be that bad. You just have to remember things or get them done pretty quickly so you don't forget them. But if they gave me, like, say, a heading, an altitude change, or a frequency change at the same time, I think I'd probably have to get them to repeat it. But for sure, VFR or flying in virtual reality is much better. Especially for this would be fantastic. But at least we can go outside the cockpit, which is nice. So I'm still on Nelson Tower actually. He hasn't got back to me with the clearance. I hope he didn't think that I was going to stop in Wellington. I was going to overfly Wellington. So I can see the Wellington ATIS here now, and I have Wellington Tower 118.8, a Wellington approach at 119.3. According to Sky Vector, I should have received a frequency change, or no, I should receive a frequency change as we get out of this mountainous area and cross over the Cook Strait. So this is 2,500 to 9,500 feet, this control zone here. So we'll actually be in the control zone when we fly it through here. So we should be handed over to Wellington, and then we'll tell them what we want to do. Okay, we've lost our heading a little bit. We'll just make a turn towards eastwards a bit. So obviously I'm not going to be using this screen at all today. Our map and no flight plan, no autopilot. I could have done it on a Cessna 152, but it would take a lot longer. They're just slower planes. Just to show you where we are in the chart now at the moment. So we've tracked north up from this airway here, so we can cross over this kind of water area. It should look better than just the hills. And then from there we'll hit the coast. We'll get a frequency change for Wellington, and it will say Wellington that we want to pass over the VOR and then track north towards Paraparaumu. Not sure if it's going to be approved or well received, but we'll see. I'm sure they'll accommodate us though with some sort of alternative. Actually, I never had a look at VatSpy just to see who's online. I only looked at vPilot for control areas. So let me just see. We are now way down here. Okay, here we are. Yeah, so there we are here. Papa Sleeper 113. We're in the same radar, although we haven't been handed off to radar, funnily enough. so we're still on tower there. Or maybe radar are aware of us and they're not just bothered about us. So yeah, we'll be crossing over into Wellington airspace. About here. About at the coast. So we'll get a frequency change, I'm sure. Pretty impressive place. Never been to New Zealand. Wouldn't mind flying this in the winter actually. I wonder if there's snow in it in winter. Okay, we're actually after climbing to 5,000 now, so I'm gonna pitch down a bit. Don't want to go over that 5,500 ceiling that the controller gave us.
Oscar Lima 113, contact Wellington approach now on 119.3. Just advise them of your tracking requirements and your altitude.
Copy that. We'll switch to Wellington 119.3 and advise of our intentions on tracking. Paraparaumu 113. Thanks very much for the ATC.
No worries. Have a great flight. Cheers.
Okay, let's switch over to 119.3 for Wellington. Wellington, hello. Oscar Lima 113 is a Cessna 172 and we are currently at 4,900 feet. We're approaching Wellington and we'd like to fly over Wellington and track north to Paraparaumu.
Sounds good to Papa Oscar Lima 113, squawk 3515.
Squawk 3515, Papa Oscar Lima 113.
Sounds 226, winds 090 degrees 3 knots, runway 24 clear for takeoff, reportable.
24 clear for takeoff, 41, South 226, sorry.
No, 35153, 5.
Oscar Lima 113, identified, cleared to enter control of the airspace at 4,500 VFR, tracking Wellington.
Clear to enter the airspace at 4,500 feet and tracking Wellington. Pop Oscar Lima 13. Okay.
And Papa Oscar Lima 113 Wellington, approaching Cook Strait, area QNH 1014.
Copy QNH 1014, Papa Oscar Lima 113. So we need to just reduce down to 4,500 feet and maintain that fairly accurately.
Southern 226 is airborne passing 1,200.
Southern 226.
He didn't
Identified Wellington,
just give us
1014.
an altitude to keep between. He said exactly 4,500 feet, unfortunately.
QNH 1014.
So that means we need to keep an eye on altitude.
10,000, Southern 226.
Also, we'll track direct to Wellington from here, so we'll just change our course to suit.
Safe Air 26, turn right, heading 070.
Right, turn 070, sounds there, correction.
Should be able to just adjust this now. Track Wellington.
Safe and sound.
Okay, 073 is direct to Wellington. So let's change course 073.
Safe Air 26, caution, similar call sign on frequency, sounds Air 226.
Yep, caught the similar call sign, Safe Air 26.
Sounds Air 226, caution, similar call sign, Safe Air 26.
Copy, Southern 226.
Okay. Probably get a little bit busier from here on the radar. Once we have 4,500, we need to kind of keep an eye on that now, so I won't be going outside the cockpit too much. I don't want to annoy the controller as we cross over the Cook Strait. Leave back the South Island.
Safe Air 26, just an advisory. Got 3 left, but we've just shut down engine number 4.
Safe Air 26, Wellington approach Roger, just confirm this is still off normal.
Yep, it's ops, 3/4 of normal, Safe Air 26.
Safe Air 26, Roger, report field in sight.
Once we're clear of the hills, we'll go the field in sight, Safe Air 26.
Safe
The
Air
US
26,
Air Force
turn right,
has given the contract to Boeing to Rolls-Royce to replace all the engines in the B-52, and I've been told from an insider they're only going to have 4 engines now, not 8.
Okay. You just got an email from Rolls-Royce or something? What was that?
Safe Air 26, turn right, heading 100.
Right, heading 100, Safe Air 26.
Gone up 100 feet.
Sounds there 226. When ready, descend via the star to 3000.
When ready, descend via the start of 3000, sounds there 226.
Safety 26, got the runway inside.
Safety 26, cleared visual approach, runway 16 via 5 miles.
Got the visual approach, runway 16, safety 26.
And Safety 26, contact Tower 118.8.
Tower 118.8, safety 26.
Okay, so it looks like we're leaving the South Island now. It was pretty smooth. I didn't really have a visual on Brantford. When I looked at the departure charts, there was no visual reference points. Maybe I just missed them, but I didn't see. I guess, you know, you just have to look at the or know the area and see that the park is there. But if you look at the departure chart, it doesn't give any visual reference points like highway junctions or roundabouts or anything like that. Yeah, nothing. So I guess you have to just study maps beforehand in real life if you were doing it. Whoops, dropped altitude a good bit. Let's climb back up 4,500 to keep an eye on this thing. So that's Wellington straight ahead. Should be there shortly.
All stations Wellington approach logging off in 8 minutes.
Oh dear. That's a Wellington approach. Do we still have radar coverage? Yes, we will still have radar coverage. I hope. His radar is still online, so he's going to go offline. And then what do we got? Christchurch control. Hopefully if they stay online, we haven't got long to go till we get to Nelson, or sorry, Paraparaumu. I'm interested to hear how someone else pronounces this. I think so. At this point, what I'd like to do is tune in the NDB, which is at Paraparaumu. So according to Sky Vector, there's an NDB there at 242. So I'm just going to tune that in and get a heading to it. Perfect. We'll have a look at our approach chart again. This is gonna come together fairly quickly once we leave Wellington. So we can see we track over the bay here at a place called Pukerua. That's red puke in Irish. The active runway we can guess because we can check the ATIS at Wellington. So let's just see the Wellington ATIS at the moment is surface wind 130. So it's coming slightly from the south, southeast. So wind from the southeast will probably take runway 16. So that'll give us option 2 here. Arrival from the south means that we broadcast our position to Paraparaumu traffic, which I believe will be offline anyway. Track north seaward off the coast to join right hand downwind.
It sounds here 226, cleared the ILS.
It sounds here 226, cleared ILS, approach runway 16, report established.
Cleared ILS, DME, runway 16, report established, sounds here 226.
And we'll have a look at that once we're over Wellington. We're going to be entering over Wellington now, and we're at 4,500, so we should be able to fly over the runway. But since we're tracking north, we're going to be facing oncoming traffic. Now I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do. Perhaps he'll get us out of the way. If traffic is landing from the north, which I think it might be, and we want to track north at 4,500, he's probably going to get us to go out over the sea maybe, or back into the coast on here, which we're nearest to.
NZ226 established.
NZ226, contact tower 18.8.
118, sounds here 226 out.
Right, we've got Wellington in sight. Don't see any other traffic around. I expect landing traffic to be coming from the north. We'll just have a quick look at Wellington. See the runways. Okay, it looks like they've got runway 18 and 36.
Papa Oscar Lima 113, contact Christchurch Control 123.7 for further ATC Wellington approach to closing.
Control on 123.7, Papa Oscar Lima 113, thanks for the ATC, bye bye.
All stations, Wellington approach closing.
123.7. Control, hello, Papa Oscar Lima 113 is a Cessna 172 at 4,500 feet over Wellington. We'd like to track north to land full stop at Paraparaumu.
Station calling, say again, call sign?
Papa Oscar Lima 113.
Papa Oscar Lima 113, all good. Turn left, clear direct to Paraparaumu, maintain 4,500 feet VFR.
Clear direct to Paraparaumu and maintain 4,000 VFR. Papa Oscar Lima 113.
Papa Oscar Lima 113, negative 4,500 feet VFR.
4,500 feet VFR, Papa Oscar Lima 113.
Papa Oscar Lima 113, report when ready for descent.
We'll report when ready for descent, Papa Oscar Lima 113, thank you. Okay, awesome. I'm not sure whether this is just me, but I've lost sound from the simulator. Let me just see what the hell's going on. Sound just kind of faded out. Really weird. Okay, we got it. Just had the volume on my headset down. Ha! Very good. Okay, tracking north, 4,500 feet. And let's reduce our climb. We'll report when ready for descent. direction. Let's get back down to 4,500. Okay, let's get down. Better. Okay. There's Wellington anyway. The airfield just in the background. Would love to visit.
New Zealand 665, contact me now 129.3. New Zealand 665, thank you. When ready, you can descend for flight level 150. Prepare for Yankee, the clearance QNH 1014.
1014, prepare for Yankee.
So I think we don't know the active runway at the airfield yet. So depending on what that is, we may need to descend at slightly different times. If we're coming from the south, we've got that long final, so it's much shorter. But I think we're going to be landing 1-6, not 3-4. So I think we'll descend once we're across this peninsula here. And then we'll descend to 1,000 feet. Let me just make sure with the controller the active runway. Control, Papa Oscar Lima 113. Can you confirm the active runway at Paraparaumu is 34?
Oscar Lima 116, negative. It's going to be runway 16 Paraparaumu. Paraparaumu is actually uncontrolled, so I'll switch you to Unicom leaving control airspace. So it'll be on your descent at this stage. You're still inside control airspace this time.
Copy that. We'll begin our descent in that case now, and we'll approach 16. Sorry, yeah, 16. Thank you.
Papa Oscar. All good. I'll let you know when you're outside control airspace. You can descend at your discretion.
Copy that. Descend at discretion. Papa Oscar Lima 113. Okay, perfect. So yeah, 3-4 is the one that heads north. That's the one we would need to descend straight away for. But we'll descend all the same. So we can reduce our airspeed as well for our descent. We're not going to descend too harshly. Let's pretend we have an old woman in the back of it. She's not going to give her a heart attack. Okay, 16 means we go out over the coast here, and actually once we pass, I think this is Pukerua Bay here. We follow the coast around, and then let's actually just stop yapping and have a look at the fucking charts. Yeah, this is the one here. So from Pukerua Bay we follow the coast until Paikakariki, Jesus Christ, and then we head over towards the north side of this Kapiti Island. So I assume that Paikakariki, Jesus Christ, I really definitely saying that wrong. I assume that is it's some town or somewhere we'll actually be able to spot. Because I don't see any visual reference points marked on the map there at all. So he's going to be going offline now. We're going to be landing on Unicom, more than likely. But in fairness, that's going to be the easiest part of the flight, is just this right-hand pattern, right-hand traffic approach. Well, from a ATC point of view, actually, it's going to be the most difficult from mine as a pilot. Okay, so we're coming straight in over Pukeroa Bay. So I know that we have to go down to just about sea level here, because the runway is just off the coast there and there's no mountains there, so the runway is pretty much sea level. So when we go for that right-handed turn, we're going to be at about 1,000 feet, descending for 700 feet, and we'll take our final from 700 feet down. Sounds reasonable to me. No one's here to argue, so might as well.
Papa Oscar Lima 113, Unicom Squawk VFR, Unicom 122.8.
Squawk VFR and 122.8, Papa Oscar Lima 113. Thanks for the ATC, bye-bye. Okay. So let's change our transponder to VFR.
Delta Lima Lima identified, climb flight level 220.
And let's switch over to 122.8. Paraparaumu traffic, Papa Oscar Lima 113 is a 172 approaching Paraparaumu from the south, just past over Pukeroa, and we'll make a right hand traffic for 16. Okay, so let's see if we can see this little town of, oh there it is, that must be, what is it called again? Paikakariki. I'm going to keep calling it that. That's, I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, we'll be at this little town here. 2,500, which is perfect. Keep descending. Can't really see over the dash. There it is. So once we're there, we'll head to the north end of that island, which is Kapiti Island. Love that name. Pukeroa, Paikakariki, Kapiti, Paraparaumu. Awesome. Okay, so that's 2,500, and we're just passing over Paikakariki. Whoops. So let's left turn towards the north side of this island. Keep descending to about 1,000 feet. Do we have the airfield in sight? Not yet. Oh, there it is. That's it. Okay, got it. Perfect, okay. Okay, we'll also need to slow down a little bit. Okay, and there's another town here. This is the one called Raumati. So, according to the VFR map, it says that we're going to track north towards the island now. Pretty much towards the ridge at the north end. And that should line us up nicely on downwind for 16. Paraparaumu traffic, Pop Oscar Lima 113 is currently on downwind for 16, Paraparaumu. A little far away from the runway. Okay, we're going to reduce our speed to about 80 knots now. Now this is where this simulator fails, because in VFR I just be able to look around my shoulder. Okay, that's about 1,000 feet. Just pitch up, maintain about 1,000 for the moment. That should kill our speed off. Perfect, okay. Okay, so if we head over to this side of the runway and look back of our shoulder, we no longer have it in sight, so it's probably time to make our base turn. Okay. Paraparaumu traffic, Pop Oscar Lima 13, turning for base, runway 16, Paraparaumu. Okay, and flaps 1. Yeah, see, I would actually have a visual of the runway in real life, but here I don't. Okay, let's just keep descending. Is this gonna work out? Ah, okay. We turned a little bit too sharp. And we're flying away. Okay, full flaps. Paraparaumu traffic, Pop Oscar Lima 113 is on final 16, Paraparaumu. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Speed is good. We've got a slight breeze
500.
coming to our right. Okay, trimming for the threshold. We're coming in at about 60 knots. Perfect. Okay. And pitching up. Missed the center line. There's that center line. Okay. Not a disastrous landing, but missed the center line, so not great. Okay, let's vacate here. Paraparaumu traffic, Papa Oscar Lima 113, vacated 16. Not that I think there's anybody else around for a billion miles. Anyway, let's park this stuff up. Okay, so we have a look at the airfield. Let's just pull up the chart for the airfield and see. Well, I'd prefer to make that a little window actually. Hold on, can I do that? Okay, good enough. Okay, so yeah, we vacated the runway, and apparently we crossed into the runway, didn't even notice, which is grass, wasn't modelled. Oh, I see, we're going to be going over grass runway to the left now. Okay, so it would have been easier to vacate to the right and track back on Alpha. Yeah, this, what I'm on now, doesn't actually look like it's been mapped at all to true life, so I would trust this Navigraph chart over over what Microsoft Flight Simulator has told me. In any case, I think what we'll do is just oh yeah, building in the middle of the runway, you gotta love Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay, fair enough. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just head over to these buildings here and park up here. So this could be somebody's house, I have no idea. Just park up on the grass. Simply because there's no one else here and nobody cares. There we go. Okay, that's it, we can switch off our avionics. Never even switched on our taxi lights, but that doesn't matter anymore. Feeder static heat off and batteries off. And then we get that stupid logbook screen from... Oh, let's set our parking brake actually. Why not? No? Props not finishing? No? Want to keep going? Okay. There we go. Okay, so it's a pity we didn't have live ATC for the landing. We had Unicom, we made our calls, but it was an interesting departure. I will definitely be flying VFR more often on VatSim. I think for the controllers as well, mostly they just get those boring ILS landings and traffic above like 200,000 feet or whatever, so I think it's more interesting for them as well to try and coordinate. As long as it's not too busy, they're happy to coordinate VFR traffic as well. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed. See you again soon.